Hey guys, I'm CommissarTom, and this is my next Let's Play, and this is Hearts of Iron for the Motherland. Now, I decided, naturally, because it is for the Motherland, to play as the Soviet Union on June 22nd, 1941. And that was the date that the Germans declared war on the Soviet Union, and all hell broke loose, and World War II really flew up. Um, so now it is July 17th, 1941, and July 17th is my birthday, which is why I decided to pause it right now. And we can see the Germans have made pretty good headway into the Soviet Union. And see, this is my original border around this area right around here. And here's where they are now. Romanians down south. The Hungarians snatched up a little bit of land before the Germans engulfed it. And the Finnish up north. Those are my three main enemies. Hungarian troops are still along the borders as well. So what I did is I've pushed a little bit up north in Norway, and they're fighting me pretty hard. And I've pushed a little bit into the south. I'm going to try to knock Finland out of the war, so I've got some troops to send later on to the main front. Oh, that's a lot of guys. And then what happened was I've been reading a book recently. It's called The End. It's about the fall and demise of Nazi Germany near the end of 1945. And what Hitler did was he set up something called fortress cities, which were mostly around Konigsberg and Danzig and Warsaw. Now a lot of them fell, but the main idea was that these cities would not fall to the Brelusa was another one, would not fall to the enemy. They'd fight on to the very end. And the idea was, with increased manpower, they'd be able to push the Russians back, and these cities would be liberated. And however, for Hitler, there was no manpower left, but I've got a lot of manpower. So what I decided to do was I decided to follow up on the fortress idea. So I've set up cities like Fortress Odessa, Fortress Kiev, that's Fortress Kiev, and Fortress Minsk. Now, the idea is to sort of hold these vital cities right here, right here, right here, and right here, along with the rivers that surround them. Now, rivers, I picked rivers because rivers are, you get a higher defensive ability when you're defending against rivers because the enemy has to cross them. And I originally had Riga as one of them, however the Germans kind of just took it over, so now I have Fortress Baltic instead. And so, my plan is the Germans will reach my fortress areas, and they'll get so drained out from fighting through, then armies like this, Army Group Reserve Center, will then smack through and regain the offensive, and then I'll be able to push straight through, and probably even into Poland, and that would just be wonderful. So, also, like Fortress Odessa, the idea is for the Romanians to bypass it, and then I'll have this giant slab of 5 Soviet NKVD divisions along with an HQ stuck behind enemy lines. So once they get liberated, there will be another 5 divisions right here, and don't worry, they'll be able to be supplied from this naval base to Sevastopol. And along with Sevastopol might even get overrun and surrounded, so it all depends. They're all quite elastic. They all depend on each other. But I've also got these army group reserves that'll be able to help out. So, yep, as we can see, there's my main one is, well, here's Western Command, which controls everything along the German front. Then there's Stavaka, which, if you've read anything about the Soviet Union, Stavaka was a group of generals that Stalin led. And that controls mostly the Leningrad Theater, which is Fortress Leningrad, which controls Fortress Lower Leningrad, Fortress Upper Leningrad, and as well as Fortress Karelia. And their objective is to take over certain areas in Finland, like I've said. So yeah, I'm going to come back later, and I'm going to show you what happens when the Germans and the Romanians and the Hungarians reach my little fortress areas. Fortress Lower Dnieper, Fortress Upper Dnieper, and hopefully I'll be able to push through and regain the counteroffensive in the north and south, and maybe even cut off all Germans in the north, but that's massive speculation. Also, I'm trying to invade through Norway and maybe get Narvik, and then have the Allies help me out through there. And also, I've got 8 submarines trying to land in this port right here, and we're going to go down and hunt some German ships off the Danzig Bay and in the Konigsberg Danzig area. And that's because the Germans have probably been now able to send up supplies through here up to their new naval bases in Riga, which I do not want happening. So that's another reason why I've been trying to take back Riga. Alright guys, so I'm CommissarTom, and I'll make another episode for this later tonight. So take care, and bye-bye.